Welcome to Creative Thrive, everyone, the podcast where we dive deep into the stories of those who have turned their creative passions into remarkable careers, setting the bar for excellence and innovation. Today, we're so thrilled to have a guest whose journey embodies the spirit of creativity and resilience. He is a hairstylist, a visionary, an artist, and a business owner, and he has sculpted his dreams into reality. His journey is truly a testament to the power of passion and perseverance. As the co-founder and creative director of D&M Hair Design in Auckland, New Zealand, he has not only won the New Zealand Hairdresser of the Year award 7 times. Yes, you heard me correctly. 7 times in a row, but he has also earned international acclaim, pushing the boundaries of hairstyling and setting trends on a global scale. In this episode, we'll explore his path to becoming a hairstyling legend, the inspirations behind his award-winning collections, and the challenges and triumphs he's faced along the way. Join us as we delve into the mind of a creative genius, uncovering the stories behind the hairstyles that have graced the world's most significant fashion stages and the philosophy that drives him to keep innovating. So welcome to Creative Thrive, Danny Pato.
Thank you.
Hello, my friend.
Thank you so much. What an introduction. Now I have to live up for it.
Oh, please. You've lived beyond the introduction. We saw each other in 2019, I think was the last time that I saw you in person.
Yeah, in Spain.
In Spain. And so there have been awards, right, through 2020, 2021, 2023.
Yeah.
You have won Hairdresser of the Year 7 times consecutively.
Yeah.
Take a breath. How does that feel?
It feels incredible. It feels amazing. It feels challenging. Winning it once, winning it twice, you think, okay, I've done it. But when you come to third and fourth, I have no idea I'm going down that path. But what it does to me, every time when I'm going back, honestly, it feels like a first time because I have to challenge myself. What can I do better? What can I do more, pushing the boundary to next level? How can I challenge myself? So everyone out there, obviously, I am in the pusher, and I'm not doing it to win. I'm actually doing it what I believe is it better than before. Can I push it better? Can I do it more bold, more statement? So I'm grateful. I love what I do, and I just keep doing it. Simple like that. There's a passion behind it.
You can tell you love what you do, and we love seeing it. It was one of the questions I had for you because for many people, to enter a competition once can feel overwhelming.
Yeah.
Right? They start to get in their head of what if I don't win and fear.
Absolutely.
And then if you enter and you win, then there's that double pressure.
Totally.
It is such a testament to you, and I'd love for you to explain not only the fact that you keep entering.
Yeah.
Where does that drive come from? Who are you in competition with?
Exactly. Thank you. Good question. I'm still discovering myself every single day. I treat myself as a junior, as a senior, as a business owner, everything what you said. For me, when I do competition, I've got so much passion in my heart and my soul. I want to share it with the world. When I have done the competition work, I have never, ever, ever in my dream, I thought I'm going to win 7 years in a row. I'm going to win 10 international awards. For me, honestly, I've got so much ideas and creativity in my heart and my soul and in my brain. So when I go to work every day, when I'm doing my client, when I'm training my team, when I'm watching TV, when I'm walking my dog in a forest, the ideas that just need to explode out of my brain. So I love to share it with the world. So for me, if you look at my collection, each collection I've got a story. So I'm full of story. I love telling my story and sharing it with the world. So the drive for me, every morning when I wake up, I look forward to facing my day. It sounds a bit cheesy, but I actually love going to my work. I love seeing my people. I love seeing my team. I love seeing what is that challenge, because that's what drives me. I wake up, I dress up what I want to dress up. I go to work, whatever music we want to play. I've got so many different type of client. The inspiration is always there. For me, is when you see those inspiration. Is that a tree? Is that a building? Is that some person walking down the street? You know, so it's always there. How I describe it, I feel like I'm always new, born baby in this world, and I want to keep going, and I want to keep learning, and I'll keep want to share.
Oh, I love that. Have you always been like that, Danny?
Yes, that is part of my personality. When I love things, when I appreciate things, I love appreciating beauty. Even when I was a little kid, I don't know, I came from a big family. I've got 5 sisters and mom and dad and aunties, so I come from very, very big family, and there's always woman influence around me, and that's why I'm always being super attracted to the most powerful woman. It could be a mom or sister or auntie. So being surrounded by them, I appreciate the beauty. It could be, I don't know, a smell, the perfume they wear, or could be when they walk in a room, the hair made up. I was so inspired, but I don't know how and when. It just has happened. I'm like, wow, you smell beautiful, you look beautiful. And I start looking the data. So even when we walk down in a park and I look at something and my mom and dad, they like, how did you see that? Just because, I don't know, it's just a gift. And I'm lucky enough so I can channel it for the world.
I said it in the opening, and when I think about you, this is what I think. You are a storyteller.
Thank
Your
you.
collections tell a story, and I may not know what that story is. So for me personally, I don't get caught up on what the name of your collection is.
Yes.
But as soon as I see your images, I'm like, oh, I know there is a story and I can feel it. Your work feels visceral.
Yeah.
And I know the last collection you did was called Heroine, based on female superheroes.
Correct.
Which is really interesting because you just said that you had 5 sisters.
Yeah.
And so you grew up with all these women and strong women around you. So it feels like to me that your last collection, Heroine, feels a little like an homage to all of those women.
Absolutely, 100% correct. Like I've always been inspired by it, as I said, because I've been brought up with so many women around me. You know, you learn how to negotiate, you learn how to, I don't know, share, you learn how to fight, you learn how. So I never actually, when I was a kid, I hated it, and I'm like, please, can we have another bathroom? Because every time we want to go bathroom, there's one there, and I'm like, get out, you know. But now when I look back, I'm like, oh my God, that would make me who I am today, because all the things I love, I hate, it's actually teach me how to be emotionally resilient and admiring and respecting women. Like I have obsession about looking at women and see the best or channel the best out of women, and especially the world we live in now is chaos. You know, so it's kind of like I love empowering women in my collection. And as you said, every time I've got storytelling in one collection, and I love bringing the best out of women in a beautiful, powerful way.
There is a strength to your work. And I don't mean in your creative ability or your technical ability, which is true, obviously.
Yeah.
But there is a strength that comes through in your images. I think I think the collection before this one that we're talking about at the moment, I think it was called Pride.
Pride, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
just
Thank you.
strong and powerful and over the top and sexy.
Yes.
And it really does, your images really do evoke this strength and empowerment that your models represent in a great way for you. But it really is, I will call her a warrior woman. Like it's the warrior in women that we don't always see. A lot of people play into the soft and the sexy and the feminine.
Absolutely.
You play into the what many people like to call the shadow side, which is strong and fierce.
Thank you. It makes me so happy you can actually see it and hear it from you. Seriously, it means the world to me, because when I put the collection out there, someone like you, been in the game for a long time, and you've seen it all, you've done it all, and to hear from someone like you, it means the world to me, because that's exactly how you describe it. That's exactly what I want to give the message. And some people, they get it. Some people, they might not get it, but they just look at it as, oh, that is beautiful. How you've done that back here, how you've done that finger wave. For me, it's exactly what you said, the story like that. It's a little bit about that collection Pride. I've got that animal feel as well. She looked like a tiger, and the strength coming from animal and a woman, which I love. As you know, I love my animal. So there's that strength between human and animal, the relationship. And again, power, where does that come from? The strength of tiger or lion, or when you look at the hair, we've got that similar kind of animal vibe, but in the most beautiful way, because for me, it's about strength and power. Yeah.
What were you like as a kid? So the reason I'm asking you is because
That's a good question. I love it.
You are such a creative. It oozes out of you.
Yeah.
It does. It just, you're one of, I'm not going to profess that Danny and I know each other really well, but we know each other. But I have been, privileged to be at many award ceremonies that you have won. I've actually been there in the audience, and I'm such a fan of your work. But especially having met you and even having this conversation, it's like creativity just comes out of you. Like I can't quite imagine what it's like being in your head.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So what were you like as a kid?
I'm going to be super honest. I was an annoying little kid, because I was one of those kids I always asked. My mom, she said to me the word of why. She said she wanna ban it. She wanna ban that word from the world, because I was one of those kids. Everything she say, please don't touch this vase. That's really important for me. I said, yes, ma'am. As soon as she walk out, I shake that vase. I wanna see why. And everything she said, whatever she talked to me, I'm always why. And the reason why, again, because I was interested. Like my mom, she would say, hey, today we're going to do this and this. And I always ask, but why are we not doing this? She said, can you stop asking why? And I think a lot of time as a parent, when I grew up, there were so many topics. I was interested. I asked question, go to your room, or we talk about it later. So when it was unfinished topic, I always want to know what is it next and why. So, and my sister, same thing. My older sister, they were so annoyed by me, because everywhere they want to go, particularly if they go to hair salon, can I come with you? Can I come with you? They don't want me to go with them, obviously, because I'm a annoying little brother. But I was like, don't Tanty, can I come with you? Because I know they're going to hair salon. If they're going somewhere else, I don't care. But I want to go with them because I know they're going to hair salon. And I've been with them before. And you walk in, the music pumping and the smell, and they having coffee, and someone walking with, I don't know, wet hair and come out with a big hair. I was like, wow, I want to be there. So as a kid, annoying, yes. Interested, I always ask question. and I was a little bit hyper. So my mom, she had to put me in a swimming pool, exercise to calm me down. So that's how I was.
So the reason I ask is because I believe
Yeah.
that creativity is beyond an end result. Creativity isn't about an end result. I
Yeah.
believe creativity is how we approach life. It's how we
100%.
view life. It's how we view challenges,
Yeah.
successes, right?
Yeah.
Solve problems. And I think part of viewing life through that creative lens is to be curious, is to ask
Yeah.
why. Why does it
Yeah.
work this way instead of that way? How can I
Thank
make
you.
it work this way? And that
That's
sounds like what you did.
yes. I love how you understand me. Can you please live with me?
Yeah, anytime. I don't know if your husband would like it, but of course.
I was misunderstood so many times as a kid, but that is great. That was awesome too, because not everything was easy. Like exactly what you said. I was so curious, but there was so many things I was misunderstood, to be honest, of what I wanted, and I can't express myself, dealing with my sexuality. So all those things, it did add up to make me who I am today.
When did the passion for hairdressing to be your creative outlet come in for you?
Very, very young age. Like again, as I said, because my mom and my sister, they used to go to hair salon once a week to get wash and blow away. And my mom, she used to take me with her. And I just honestly, like, I keep remember the smell. When you walk in a salon, I was
Same.
60 years old. The smell of could be, I don't know, chemical bathing, perm, colors. And back then, I remember women, they used to smoke and having coffee. And I used to sit there and all that community of this woman and smell and beautiful. And someone put on lipstick, another one having blow wave, the smell of perm or color. I'm like, wow, wow. And for me, to be honest, the main thing, I didn't know much. Obviously, I'm a young kid. All I know, I want to be there. I want to be in that environment. When I was going with my mom or with my sister there, I was happy. I was the happiest kid. I just sit there and watch and watch. So when I was 13 or 14, I said to my mom, "Can I work in a salon?" And she said, "What are you gonna do?" And I said, "Sweeping floor." And she said, "Why you wanna work in a hair salon?" That's what she said. Why? I said, "I don't know." So she actually didn't even say yes or no. So what I did, I went to that salon where my mom go to, and I asked the lady, and I said, "Can I work for you?" And she said, "Did your mom know?" And I said, "Yes," but she didn't say yes or no. "Can I talk to your mom?" And I said, "I don't know." She said, "Okay, how about come in for an hour, and then we see how we go." So I used to play soccer, believe it or not. So I said to my mom, "I'm going to my soccer," but I actually went there. And I said to this lady, and I said, "After my mom, she doesn't want me to work here." And she said to me, "Okay, what about we do an hour and leave it with me?" So I used to go work there, sweeping the floor, looking at all those guys, girls cutting hair, mesmerized, idolized. Honestly, I was doing anything just to be in that environment. So then when I went back after a week, my mom, she said, "Can I talk to you?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Your clothes are not even dirty. You haven't been to soccer." "Ah, yes, I have been." She said, "No, you haven't. Where you been?" And I'm like, "I've been to salon." "What are you doing there?" And I said, "I've been working." "Oh, so you got a job?" And I said, "Yes." "Okay. Thank you for telling me." So what she was trying to say, she doesn't want me to lie, obviously. So she said, she gave me all the speech about you can't lie, you can't do this, blah blah blah. And in the end, and I said, "Amasal, can I go?" And she said, "Yes, you can, but in one condition, you have to be performing in your school. Otherwise, I won't allow you to go to salon." And I was okay. I wasn't great at school. What
Mhm.
I did, I actually start studying more just to keep me
Wow.
going to that salon because I don't want her to take me out of salon.
Yeah.
So I actually start performing better at school. And she keeps saying to me, you really want it, don't you? And I'm like, yeah. She said, okay, on summer holiday, I'll get you to work there. And I start working there. And that's where I learned
And
all
that's
the
it.
basic, the perm, the finger wave before, hot tool before. And I was grateful because I believe to be a good stylist, you need to learn all the basic. So that's where it started.
You're Greek by birth.
Yes. Yeah.
You immigrated to New Zealand when you were a young boy,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Big family.
Big family.
Again, we'll preface it with Greek, right?
Yeah.
So you're immigrants to a new
Yes.
country, right? New
100%.
Zealand.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was incredibly hard as a young kid.
It was.
How old were you?
I came to New Zealand when I was 17. Yeah.
17?
17 going 18. Yeah. So it was actually, I went to Australia and then we come here and we end up in New Zealand. It was hard because, again, big family, new country, new language. I mean, you watch TV and you know a couple of words in English, but we never spoke English, to be honest. Try to start all over again, French, language, and again, everything. Like I can't even explain it. Like living, it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard, and I actually didn't enjoy it. And I keep saying, "Oh, what are we doing? Can we go back?" And you know what I mean. But then slowly, again, I always say salon hairdressing saved my life. When I got a job, and honestly, everything changed. I met the people I was working with. I was going out for a drink. And as soon as I work in a salon, I was the happiest person. I always say hairdressing saved me as a human being and bring the best out of me to be who I am.
Well, I've experienced in my life, we find our community.
Yeah.
Sometimes our community finds us, but we choose our community.
Yes.
And it can save us. That's why community is so important in all aspects of that word. And sharing, when you can find like-minded people that share your passion and support you, then you flourish and you grow.
Yeah.
How do you think, or do you think that you're, first of all, being an immigrant, I don't care where you come from or where you go. I'm an immigrant because I'm Australia, but I live in America. So I'm an immigrant. When you leave your home country and you go to another place, even if it's beautiful, even if it's wonderful, there are challenges involved.
100%.
Doesn't matter what age you are, there are challenges, especially when you are older because you've grown up in a culture. So how do you think your aesthetic or your eye for looking at things and the way you create is affected through that journey of yours or through your upbringing in Greece and moving to a new environment and seeing new things and things in a different way?
Absolutely. I mean, if I look at my work, when you go backward, if you look at my work or the collection, you can see the reflection of my journey. Like, it's really like I look back and it's actually like, wow, that's what I used to see. That's what I used to think. Like, there's one collection called Melange. Melange is very special in my heart because it was about women from different culture. Because my dad, he used to move around with his job. So we've been in Middle East, we've been to Greece, we've been to Italy, and then we come to Australia, and then we come to New Zealand. So it was a bit unsettling, but I'm saying that again, I love it now. But back then, every time going to school, different culture, it was a little bit unsettling. But that collection, when I did Melange, it's about that when you look at it, You can't even tell those women, are they Mexican? Are they Spanish? Are they French? Are they Middle Eastern? Are they Gypsy? So the reason why I was so inspired by all those culture around the world, and I want to present it in a way in my collection. And to be honest, that collection particularly was, I love it so much. When I won, I was actually shocked, really shocked, because the hair I did, I challenged myself. I said, I want to use element to make it look like an hair, but it actually wasn't even here. I used fabric, I used, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
tassel. And for me, because I want to connect with those women coming from different part of the world, like I have people, they say, look Indian, no, look Mexican, look, I don't know, Lebanese, look Kurdish, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. No one can put finger where they come from, those women. And for me, it was about culture. So that's reflect of my journey moving around different part of the world. And I put it in one collection and I was expressing my feeling. So it did actually open my eyes by moving around different city and different country to reflect in my work. It make me more aware and look at things more, I don't know, more, my vision was more clear in a way because I was expressing myself through my work.
Mm-hmm. Do you, like, looking back, so you reflecting on that collection and realizing now what it
Yeah.
meant to you and what the story that you were telling, again, the story, it's a
Mm.
story with you. Did you realize the story you were telling at the time, or is it only in hindsight that you realized?
With the feeling, with the, you're right, it was a story, but I wasn't aiming. I wasn't aiming like, I'm going to tell a story about this. I actually didn't. With the feeling.
But did you
The,
know that feeling in the beginning, or is it now when you can look at it and go, oh, that's what I was feeling?
I have to be honest, I did, but not that deep. All I want to do, because what it, being in Middle East, I was so inspired by what they wear as in national costume and all that, like from Syria, from Lebanon, from Egypt, like the other, or people who they live in the north.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the most incredible fabric, and then India, and then Mexico, and all the fabric colors, tassel, pom pom. I was like, wow, how beautiful, how powerful. So I want to put it in one, but I didn't want to go for, oh, this is Indian, this is Mexican, this is French. I want to mix it together because this is how I see the world, like what you said before. No matter where you come from, no matter who you are, we believe the same. We human, we believe the same. You could be French or Italian or, I don't know, Egyptian.
Mm-hmm.
We believe the same. So for me, it was there was that kind of voice in my heart reflecting, and I want to create it. But I wasn't thinking, oh my God, this is a story I want to put up for the world. Now looking back, I'm like, wow, that was brave. That was actually brave when I look at it, because it could be backlash, it could be whatever, or
Yeah.
people not getting the story. But it was so incredible how many people connect with it and how many people share and how many. I don't know, I feel like, wow, from hairdressing, creating a hair, I'm connecting and reaching out to people, they're connecting with it. It makes me so happy.
Well, I think that's why what we do and the medium, the creative means that hairdressers do it through, especially on your level,
Yeah,
it's incredible because it is a connector,
yeah, yeah.
and you do evoke. I know in me, but you evoke such strong feelings from the images that you put forward. It's interesting though, because you can now look at it, and yes, it was brave to do that. I remember that collection, and it was
Mm.
brave. And also, you can feel the emotions of it yourself now, that it sounds like you didn't even quite know they were there before. Like you just thought, I want
Exactly.
to bring all these incredible cultural moments I've seen and all these incredible
Yeah.
like fabrics and textures and colors and things and put them in a melting pot and make something amazing.
Yeah.
But you didn't even realize the emotion behind it.
100%. Correct. 100%. And that's why I look back, that the only collection I've got in my house, because it's exactly how you describe it. Like, there is more story, more engagement happen now when I look back and I look at it now. I'm like, wow, wow, wow. Like, it's actually amazing for me. Yeah.
What does your creative process look like? So if you, like, from conception to completion, can I make an assumption? And I could be wrong.
Please.
Oh, I bet you're a lot to live with when you're in the middle of creating.
I am.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be a lot to live with in like full creation mode.
Honestly, yeah. And you meet Valen, and I'm so lucky. Seriously, I am so lucky. He is the most zen human being. Yeah, yeah.
So what does it look like? What's that creative process like? You know, do you as soon as you have an idea for a collection or a concept, do you just know?
I'll tell you exactly how that work. I'll tell you through the process. I work quite differently from a lot of people, because when I do seminar, when I've done Zoom, people, they ask this question a lot. For me, honestly, first, again, story. What am I telling? Am I doing color? Am I doing punk? Am I doing glamour? But those punk, glamour, whatever, where's that come from? So actually right now I'm working on my next collection. So I don't think about haircut, color. I don't think about that. For me, I'm looking for character. If I'm doing glamour, is that coming from 1960? But when I say I do glamour 1960, okay, I'm obsessed about that revolution 1960 woman. They were having big hair, eyelashes, black and white, like those amazing revolution of the hair and fashion, the French movie, black and white. So I'm like, I want to do that. But when I want to do that, I don't want to do it too customary. I don't want it to look like, oh, this is Catherine Deneuve, this is Brigitte Bardot. Mm-hmm. I want to take that reference, do my touch. Those women, if they were living today, what they would look like, or they traveling from that time to this time. So I might do big hair Brigitte Bardot, but I want to add a touch of modern today. Does that make sense? So for me, I have to have a story. And then when I get the model, the biggest part for me, it's not about being beautiful, it's about being the. I have meeting with the model. I always say, when I audition the model, I'm lucky enough because I've been in business for 18 years. A lot of people come to me, and the model I use, they're not professional model. Some of them professional models, some of them clients, some of them working in the street, as we do hairdressers, we always find people like that. But when I see someone, they've got that connection with what I'm looking for, and they deliver, it makes me so happy. So it started with the story where it come from, then find the right person to deliver that for me. It's like an actor. And then I sit down and I said, with makeup artists, because I don't know if you know Tabatha, I do everything. I do the clothes as well. I do hair and I do clothes.
I did not know that.
All my collection, I've done the clothing. So I do all the clothes, but the only thing I don't do makeup. But makeup, I actually draw the makeup how I want it, but I don't do it. But the clothes, I always do it. So I sit down, I've got a stylist, but the stylist, she's waiting for me what to come up with. I said, this is the concept, this is the fabric, let's sit down and do it. And sometimes she struggled because she's like, why don't we get a designer? There's so many designers want to work with you. And I'm like, no, let's make our own, because I've got this vision and I can't find it anywhere. So that's how, so all the clothes, yeah.
I'm smiling because it sounds like as you go through and storyboard it, right? And you storyboard it in your head and you have a concept and you do your thing. I have this voice in my head and it's like young Danny going, why? Like, that's all I can hear. And I can just imagine this voice in your head just going, Bridget Bardot in 2024. Why?
Yeah.
Why would she dress like that? Why would she do this? Why would she walk that way? Why would she wear that? Why would she, like, that's all I can hear in my head.
You are spot on. It's honestly, you are spot on. Yeah, like that's exactly how I work. Like it's crazy process. I think about the story. What is that? 60? Is that 70? Bring the model, bring the character, connect with it. Then I get the clothes. I leave the hair for the last minute. I don't do the hair at all. I find the story, and then I get the model. I do the clothes, and then I sit there. I'm like, okay, this girl should shoot pixie haircut like a Twiggy. This girl should look amazing in a big massive hair. Let's get Bridget Bardot but bigger. Let's get like Fidel Sidum Bob, but this Bob we need to make it a bit more edgy. How can so? I'm actually a big fan. Learn the basic, and then add your touch and bring the modern for today.
So do you, because you leave the hair to last,
Yeah.
do you try it out? Do you practice it? Do you soft launch it with yourself before you get to a shoot? Or do you just do it on set?
I actually don't. I actually do it. Like I have probably 2 weeks before the shoot. I've done the clothes, I've done the model, I've done the makeup. I know exactly what I'm doing. The hair, probably 1 week or 2 weeks before the shoot. Then I'm like, okay, I'm doing this bob. How can I make it more catchy, e.g., but we've got that vibe telling me that it's from 1960, but how I'm going to make it more cooler? If I'm kind of round shape, or am I doing it, So I actually cut the hair and I color a week or 2 weeks before the shoot. But when it comes to styling, I always do the styling on the day because I want it to be fresh and alive and I'm connecting. I don't like preparing things in advance and just chuck it in a model because I want to, on the day, once you've got the clothes, you've got the makeup, and I'm doing the hair, there's subtle change happen, and those subtle change come to complete the picture of everything what I'm putting together.
It for me,
yeah.
Right? When I hear you say that,
yeah,
it sounds like it's not just about the model and the hair being fresh. It's about Danny being fresh, that you don't know how you're going to feel until you're in that moment. So you need to feel the spark that is coming through you and translate it in that moment, and you can't pre-ja or deja vu that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's all about the feel. Like, of course, I have the idea, I have the vision, I've got everything, but seriously, when you're in that room, when there is photographer put on the light on, when they put on the clothes, she did the makeup, and the model, you turn around, she's side profile, you're like, oh, I like her side profile. In my head, I'm going to focus on a side profile shot. The face is so symmetrical. Let's embrace that. Let's shoot it front on. So that's where I'm going to do the back. Or, I don't know, like, seriously, it's just going, ticking on the day.
You feel it.
Yeah.
Do you, because you're someone who feels things, do you know to follow those feelings? Do you have a barometer in yourself where you're like, oh, this is good, follow this one, or not so much?
100%. Sometimes I've got certain look, I'm so excited about that look. But then on the day, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. That collection you talk about, not the last one, the one before Pride, that image with the big hair, like the big hair, that I did it. That wasn't even part of the plan. It wasn't part of my collection. That girl, that model, I have a kind of like a shoulder length, kind of messy, finger wavy, but weird. I did it, and I'm like, no. And even said, oh my God, it's amazing. I'm like, no. So I went, like, looking on the floor. It was all those hair pieces I've done for different things. And I'm not kidding you. It took me 15 minutes because her hair was braided. I always braid it so I can put hair pieces, whatever. So I get that. And it was hair pieces. Purely, I brush it out. In that moment, I don't know what's come to my head. And I keep putting it from this way, this way, this way, sewing it, and then brush it out. And I'm like, this is the one. And that image won, I don't know, 4 or 5 award, shot of the year. And that was 15 minutes. It wasn't part of my plan.
So someone out there is listening to this and they're probably saying two things. They're saying, well, of course it took you 15 minutes because you're Danny and you're amazing and you know what you're doing, right? So there's going to be, right? Like there's going to be some people that go, right. Well, of course you can do it because you're you.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be someone else out there that is going to hear this and think, how do I get that image from grabbing things off the floor and doing that? And they're probably thinking to themselves, I just couldn't do that. I would be too scared.
Yeah. Again.
How do you overcome that fear though? How do you just learn to trust yourself?
Honestly, the way I look at things, don't hold back. What is worse come to worse? If you are doing a photo shoot and it's your own photo shoot, you've got the vision, you are prepared, you've got the story, you've got the model, and you are doing the hair. If the hair doesn't work out, the way I look at it, it's not the end of the world. Start again. For me, I always say, not just in photo shoot, as a human, when you're working on the floor, if you are a hairdresser, if you are a junior, if you are a business owner, the thing I think a lot of people, they do wrong, or not wrong, it's not my place to judge people, it's more, don't hold back. Like, why that fear, we have a fear or doubt in yourself, you are the only person feeling it. Everyone around you, they don't know that. You are the one, you fight and you're holding yourself back. For me, when I did that look, and I know people, they don't believe me. I've got all those hair pieces, of course, but honestly, they were on the side of the room. When I took it, like when you're on that creative flow, you are shooting all day. The look, it didn't work. I just grab it. I listen to my feeling, my gut feeling. I look at the model, I can see it. When I put all those hair pieces and wash it out, because again, like as I said, that collection was about animal and strength of animal, like she was a lion basically. And I did all the hair, and I'm like, yes. So but what I did in that moment, I listened to myself. I didn't hold back. So sometimes we have to take chance. All of us, we have to take those chances when you doubt in yourself, when you even on the floor when I'm doing a haircut. Like sometimes, yes, I'm experienced and all that, but there is moment you're like, oh, she wants really baby French short. I'm not sure, is she gonna look great, whatever. Of course, you have to look at face shape, skin tone, and all that. And when you do it, that little bit, you're not sure about it, but when you do it, and the client have the biggest smile, and I'm not saying every time it's gonna be great, but 90% I listen to my feeling and I go for it. And in the end of the day, it's a hair. We're working with the hair. We're not working with some chemical fun lab.
I think for me, that is the key. And that is the key to creativity, is trust. You have to trust yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to trust the process. That doesn't mean it's always going to be perfect.
Yeah.
But when you really listen to that thing in your gut that you're talking about, or that exciting, fizzling feeling that you get, whatever it is for you, and you follow it,
Yeah,
you open up the doors to creativity.
absolutely. And worst come to worst, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Like it's not honestly end of the world. Like it's funny. It's like sometimes the way I look at it, it's like you watch some movie. You've got such a big name and big actor, the most amazing producer, director. Sometimes flop, and you see some movie. It's not completely opposite. It's hardly anyone knowing, and it's incredible. So what I'm trying to say, we might get the best stylist, the best makeup artist, the best photographer. It doesn't mean it's actually going to be the best collection. Like all the collection I did, one thing I always share, people that say, oh my God, it must be big budget. I promise you, all the clothes I do it with the hand. I go to fabric shop. The clothes part, it doesn't cost me much, okay? If I get someone to do the clothes, I collaborate with a younger graduate student from where they study design. I tag them and I actually expose them to the world because they want to work, and I work with them and I tag them in social media, and such a beautiful collaboration because they love it, pushing the best out of them while they study fashion.
And I just fell in love with you even more.
I love
Because this is something that I truly hope everyone really listens to, is when you're trying to pursue your creative dream. And if you're a hairdresser, and that is to shoot a collection or enter a competition, often people will come with a list of excuses.
Yeah.
It's too much. I can't afford a stylist. I can't.
Yeah.
Right. And to hear you at the caliber that you're at say, it doesn't cost me a lot to shoot. Here's what I do. That should be just such a point of inspiration for people listening. And the second part is that you open the door and you
Always.
hold that door open to new, unheard of talent to
Absolutely.
rise them up.
100%. That's my passion. In fact, I close the salon. I actually take all my team. When they graduate, they do the collection. As a one-way collection, we help them doing the hair. We do the lookbook. For me, I'm obsessed about giving back to the younger generation, whatever they are, in the hairdressing world, design, fashion design, because we were young one day. We were hoping, we were dreaming someone to come hold your hand, say, it's okay, I'm going to show you how you do this. I'm going to be honest, we didn't have that. I had that woman who I worked for that was different. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have someone inspire me to actually show me it's okay. You can do collection, but you can do it this way. You know what I mean? So I do that to those new generation, whatever field they are. Honestly, make me the happiest person. Make me the happiest. And I'm going to be proud to say this. I actually helped quite a few of them because by working with me, they've got incredible job with some beautiful designer in New Zealand. And it's just because they're like, Danny, who did that? And I'm like, oh, this is Morgan. I actually did, me and her, we sit down and I design it, and she actually sew it for me. Morgan. And I'm like, yes. Can I talk to her? And I'm like, sure. So Morgan now, she works for one of the top designers in New Zealand. And same story to other girl and Jess. And so what I mean, it's a beautiful thing to do. Actually channeling the best out of younger generation and put them on a platform and help them with career.
Agreed.
It's the most satisfying thing in the world.
Agreed. It's one of my passions as well, mentoring. And I think when you're an outsider, something that I always say is as an outsider, I can see the potential in everyone because I'm not carrying their baggage.
Yes.
So I see nothing but their greatness.
Yes,
because
that's a beautiful way to look at
I'm
it.
not carrying all the preconceived notions they have about themselves. You know, something that really I find it fascinating about you is, you know, we've talked about the fact that you've won Hairdresser of the Year seven times consecutively. And that is a lot in and of itself. However, that is just the tip of the iceberg, because you have also been in the Hall of Fame, correct?
Yeah. Last year,
you've won the
Contessa Award,
British Contessa, the British Hairdressing twice,
British twice,
fellowship.
and fellowship twice, and I won Contessa and Figueroa in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
I won, and actually, what is it? ARPP twice, and I won in Hair Beauty. What is it? The one in America.
One shot. Naha.
No, yes.
Naha.
Yeah.
7 Hairdressing of the Year award sounds like a lot. So not only have you won all of those, you also do runway. You work with designers in New Zealand, I know.
I do the
and
Fashion Week, I do the editorial, I do commentary, quite regular for all the magazine here, and I actually do a lot of seminar. And the one thing I want to share with you, Tabatha, the most incredible thing I do, and I've done it for the last 3 years. We've got a program, it's called Talent Greenhouse. Talent Greenhouse, what they do, they actually get all the younger generation from around the world, 10 people, they get mentored by people like us. So I mentored the last 3 years, each year one person. They've got disadvantage with money, or they can't connect with hairdressing, or they are hairdressers, they want to learn how to move up. So it's actually a long process. It's about 6 months. I mentor them. So I've been doing it for the last 3 years, each year. And it takes a lot of time, I'm not going to lie. But when you see them from the beginning of journey and the end of journey,
it's amazing.
It's honestly, it's incredible. It's incredible. Anyway, so I've been doing that. That is my highlight. And another thing I do, I'm passionate about charity.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I absolutely adore and bring me joy out of anything, because I've been in business for 18 years, and I'm so grateful we managed to go through all that hard time, COVID and all that. So we're still going strong. And me and my business partner, we always been big about charity, and I feel very proud to share this. We actually did something for New Zealand organization. It's called, what is that called, Alan? Kids Can. Kids Can, what it is basically disadvantaged kids in New Zealand who they coming from really terrible situation, So we actually donate. We managed to raise $29,000.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. That's amazing.
And all I did, the collection I do, I didn't know about this. It makes me feel very proud. A lot of clients, they're like, can I buy it? Can I buy it? And I'm like, people, they've been nice, they say things. And I'm like, I'm going to try it. So I sent an email to our client, our database in Salon. We print those images. I approached some printing company. I'm like, look, I want to raise this money. Are you going to be with me? They're like, we would love that. So we managed to get printing, framing, glass. So we print those images. So I'll print 30 images, only one off, and we auction it. And we did it in-house in Salon. While the client, they came in, they were all hanging from the ceiling, and they like, what's happening? And I said, this is what's happening. And they bid. And guess what? Within one day, sold out. It's all sold out. 29,000 for the organization. I feel so proud.
Amazing. Congratulations. You should feel proud.
Thank you so much. And honestly, after that, we still continue doing that for them.
I love that you're philanthropic, and I love that you go back. That is in a piece of my heart as well. I just feel that it's incredibly important to pay forward.
Absolutely.
Whatever you have, here is the thing that really surprises me. You have a salon and you
Yeah,
work in it and you do clients and you're behind the
and I
chair
work
on the
full
floor
time. I
and you
work
work
full
full
time.
time.
Honestly, again, I've got an amazing husband. Honestly, he is incredible. If I didn't have him, I'm not gonna lie to you, I would have not done half of what I'm doing now. I'm sure I would. I would have done half what, but I can take more and more because he is the most incredible. I mean, even this meeting, he organized this. He put the computer. I'm not kidding you. Like I was so busy. He said, "You got this." I'm like, "Wow," you know what I mean? So I am lucky, and I don't know about lucky. I work
Mm-mm.
hard for it, and I make it. Like when I look at it, to be honest, like after you, I have another Zoom meeting. And after that, I'm going to salon to do training. This is today. And tomorrow, you know what I mean? Like I work full
Well,
time.
the reason listen, I know you work hard, but the reason I talk about you owning a salon and sounding surprised, and I get it. I had a TV show
Yes.
and I ran a salon. I would go away and film for 7 months, 8 months and come back and walk into my business.
Yeah.
So I get it. However, a lot of people look at someone like you
Mm.
that has the accolades and the winning of the competition and the titles, et cetera, and they would look at you and go, what the hell are you doing behind the chair doing, you know,
Yeah.
plain Jane, when you just won Hairdresser of the Year or you just did this.
Yeah.
And I think it's a testament, but I would love you to tell everyone why you do that.
Okay. For me, the best thing about my job, everything we talk about, that what has led me to the award. That's what led me to all exposure. That's what has led me. So for me, actually, out of everything we talk about, when I got to work from Tuesday to Friday, that's who I feel is the real Danny is. That's where I feel the real human being is. That's where I feel I'm performing the best. Touching people, make them look incredible, bring the best version out of them as a client and as a team is the most satisfying, rewarding thing. As I said before, the hairdressing has actually saved me as a human being and bring the best out of me for everyday life. So if I actually got approached so many times, to be honest, working in a big film project or going London and going, I have approached heaps. And I feel very proud to say this. I adore everyone, but I turned it down because there is something about going to work in salon, finishing, going home to my baby, my beautiful
Mm-hmm.
baby, beautiful husband. I feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a routine.
Mm-hmm.
So everything else I do could be after work and my weekend. It's never ending. Emailing, running a business, training, competition, researching, seminar. I, I don't know how I do it, but I do it. But for me, the stability, working on a salon floor and going back home to my husband and my baby, it's that's my core. I can face everything else, and I can add or take things
Yeah,
away.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
I had that as well. So I understand that it actually leads me on as we get ready to wrap up, but it leads me on to a question. I think really you just answered it, is in the midst of all your busyness, because you are
yeah,
so busy, how do you find balance
it's
and how
hard.
do you keep inspired? That's how.
It's, yeah, the balance is really hard. Every time I plan it, it never go according to plan. There's always email. There's always project popped in. Again, I try my best to do certain things. My exercise before first in the morning when I wake up, I have to do exercise. Do I love it? No, but I have to do it because to keep me alive and keep me going. inspired when you're tired, which I do get tired because I'm taking far too much. But again, I get tired. Obviously, I don't get inspired. But when I'm not tired, when I'm in that drill and going every day, working, and I get inspired. The inspiration is really hard to explain. I get inspired by everything. And sometimes I want to do things. I want people to look back and say, oh, Danny did this. Like, I want to be part of the world. And that is for me. If I satisfy myself, honestly, then I'm satisfying the world. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And it also feels like, Danny, that because you have obviously your baby and your beautiful husband and your salon, it sounds like they're very grounding and anchoring and balancing things for you, that you can go out and be creative and conquer the world and then come back in and have a safe, grounded place to be.
I love you. You speak my language. I can't even speak. I can't even explain, but you finish it for me. You are incredible. Like, I really mean it, because I can go, wow, wow, wow. But you put it down to one sentence. Exactly correct.
All right. Thank you. So as we're wrapping up, I have a couple of quick questions.
Yeah.
Your creativity is clearly such a driver for you. So let me ask you this. If not hair or fashion, then what?
What I would, believe it or not, I'm obsessed about architect. I love design, architect. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes total sense to me, actually. And then this question is really interesting for me, and I'm excited to see what you have to say. Do you believe that creativity is nature or nurture?
Good question. Both. Honestly, both. I know people going either way. It's amazing question, by the way.
Thank you.
It's really, I've seen people, they've got it naturally, and I've seen people, they don't have it naturally. The one they don't have it naturally, it takes longer time to get there, but when they get there, they learn it and they surprise me. And I'm talking to my team, come on board. Some people, they take 5 years to learn something, and then they learn it, they become incredible. And some people, they have it natural, but they don't know how to use it. So it could go either way.
I agree. I'm fascinated by it.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think it can be.
I'm going to go away and think about it now.
All right. Well, then you'll have to DM me and tell me what you come up with as you ponder it. As I reflect on today's episode of Creative Thrive with Danny Pato, I am left with a profound sense of inspiration from his dedication, passion, his joy, and his art of storytelling. Danny's enthusiasm is captivating, and it feels like he perceives every moment as an opportunity for creativity and delight. Danny's approach to creativity, starting with the story rather than the materials, reminds us that at the core of all art is the human experience. It's a narrative waiting to be told. He has shown us the importance of taking leaps, even branding his own bold moves as acts of bravery. Danny's willingness to take chances and to step into the unknown is a reminder for all of us to venture beyond the familiar, be vulnerable, and embrace the possibilities that risk brings. His collaborative spirit and the way he elevates those around him is a model of how we can all support and empower each other, especially the next generation of creatives. And perhaps the most inspiring and insightful for me is Danny's recognition of the gift of noticing the details of humanity, the look, the smell, and the nuances that make each person unique. This ability to see and appreciate the often overlooked details reminds us of the beauty surrounding us, just waiting to be seen, acknowledged, and celebrated. Danny Pato's journey and insights are a guiding light, urging us to choose joy, embrace our stories, take risks, and find beauty in the details. Thank you, Danny, for enriching our community with your wisdom and creativity. And I hope that today's message inspires you to find beauty in the details, to take your own risks, and remember the power of storytelling in your creative endeavors. And if you're eager to dive deeper into your personal and creative growth, then join me at Thrive Hive, where we explore these themes further through live monthly classes. Learn more at thrivehive.co. And please support Creative Thrive by following, liking, and subscribing on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Your engagement helps us continue to illuminate the paths of these fabulous creatives. Until we meet again, keep nurturing your creative spirit and don't hesitate to let it soar. See you next time on Creative Thrive.